Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the Payments Canada Summit. I am Tracey Black, the President and CEO of Payments Canada. Although I would much rather be joining you in person, I'm very excited to welcome you to this incredible virtual 2021 Summit event. Thank you for attending. We've got a spectacular agenda this year. This past year has been challenging in many regards. My first day as CEO of Payments Canada was March 1st, 2020. My first big decision was to close our offices. I think we've all learned over the last year that it's much easier to close an office than to reopen one. We've also learned over the last year that generalities do not apply in a pandemic. Every person is still having their own unique experience, defined by factors that, in many cases, they have no control over. It's been a difficult time. Although there have been moments of joy, we've also felt afraid, alone, helpless, angry, and sad. This time last year, life was about crossword puzzles, baking bread, puppies, and homeschooling. A year later, we've become lockdown pros. We can make our own Zoom backgrounds, and we can cut our own hair. Over the last year, I've struggled at times with working remotely. I've missed the energy of working in person. It was sometimes difficult to be new in a leadership role, trying to establish myself virtually in this complex ecosystem rather than meeting in person. It sometimes felt overwhelming to engage and to lead an organization with an extremely ambitious agenda by video. I've been impressed and amazed by the creativity and resilience that the people of Payments Canada have demonstrated throughout this pandemic. I'm proud of our people and grateful for their continued loyalty and engagement. As difficult as it's been at times, the pandemic has created opportunities for growth for individuals, for organizations, and for entire industries. Connecting only through video, we've been able to get to know each other differently and better. There are a few secrets with video. We see the whole person, their homes, their children, their pets. People are working from everywhere, bedrooms, dining rooms, basements, even closets. Video creates the opportunity for very real and very revealing meetings. We have truly gotten to know one another. We're all real people who can't come off mute. Real people with noisy kids and messy desks and barking dogs. We see each other more clearly, and we've become more understanding, more accepting, and more supportive. As a result of the pandemic, Payments Canada has become a more flexible and resilient organization. Not having all of the facts is uncomfortable, but in a pandemic, when things are changing every day and decisions need to get made, we often don't have the luxury of time and all the facts. We can and should make decisions in the face of ambiguity. We've learned to be more comfortable with ambiguity, which means we're more comfortable saying, now that we know more, we're changing direction. I think that this is true of many organizations. I'd like to reflect on how the pandemic has impacted the payments industry. It's well documented that COVID-19 has accelerated the digitization of customer interactions in all industries by several years. I think we agree that COVID-19 has transformed payments, probably forever. Customer experience and risk-based decision-making have come definitively to the forefront. This was very noticeable at point of sale as cash fell out of favor. We saw consumers dramatically increase their usage of electronic payments as tap limits were increased, and we shopped more online. Because of COVID, we can tap for almost everything. Does anyone even know their PIN anymore? Stay-at-home orders required the industry to move away from checks and paper forms to accept digital signatures and to eliminate unnecessary processes. As the government introduced financial support programs for small businesses and Canadian citizens, Canada Revenue Agency and financial institutions stepped up to support the delivery of these payments digitally rather than by check. FIs worked together to ensure their customers' needs were met. The ability to register for the direct deposit of support payments through online banking was available for Canadians in less than 2 weeks. This timeline was fantastically shocking. The pandemic has resulted in the digitization of every kind of experience. As end users, we've grown accustomed to being able to do almost everything through a screen. We've seen accelerated innovation from fintechs and paytechs that delivers experiences we never knew we needed and that we can no longer live without. We've all become digital experience junkies with little tolerance for inefficiency. The bar is high and getting higher. I'd like to speak a bit about payments modernization. As many of you know, modernization is Payments Canada's primary focus. The world has been watching Canada as our modernization agenda is ambitious. In 2018, we delivered enhancements to our batch payment system, ACSS, and at the end of 2020, we refreshed the ACSS application. Later this year, we will relaunch Canada's high-value payment system, LINKS. The LINKS system will process large-value, time-critical payments with real-time settlement finality. Replacing a systemically important payment system and introducing a new risk model at the same time is a big deal. The upcoming launch of LINKS represents years of ecosystem collaboration. Collaboration is a word that means you don't always get what you want, and this has not all been easy. Our modernization program is a true illustration of what we're able to achieve together, and LINKS is an incredible accomplishment. I'd like to acknowledge and to thank our LINKS partners across the ecosystem for their support. Payments Canada will launch a real-time payment system in 2022, the first new payment system to be launched in Canada since the ACSS was established in 1984. The real-time rail will process data-rich, irrevocable payments in seconds every single day, and will act as a platform for payment innovation in Canada. The inclusion of the Retail Payments Oversight Framework in the recent 2021 federal budget is the start of our journey to broaden access to Canada's core payment systems. As an industry, we know that payment service providers are an important part of the ecosystem and that they will contribute in a big way to the evolution of payments in Canada. Traditional and non-traditional payment players will be able to leverage the real-time rail to develop new and exciting ways for Canadians and Canadian businesses to pay for goods and services, transfer money, and to compete both domestically and abroad. It's not enough, though, to focus only on the next few years. We've got to look to the future and how we'll continue to work as an industry to progress payments. We have to maximize the value of all that we've created, a strong foundation, an ecosystem that can collaborate to achieve big things, and a country with a voice and a presence on the global payments stage. By the end of 2022, Canada will have moved closer to the front of the pack where, let's be honest, it's good to be. We've got to prepare now to make sure we stay there. Together, we need to continue to innovate with the pace and efficiency we have shown throughout the pandemic. And together, we've got to continue to ensure Canadians understand the value and contribution of our vital payments industry to the Canadian economy. And now I'd like to kick off this spectacular event planned and delivered by an incredibly talented and agile team at Payments Canada. The Summit program is designed to reflect the industry back onto itself. All of the themes that have guided us during this exceptional year, solidarity, connection, collaboration, evolution, and innovation, they're all reflected in the Summit agenda. Shortly, we'll welcome to the stage the first woman to lead a Canadian bank, Rania Llewellyn, President and CEO of Laurentian Bank of Canada. The first woman. Rania's appointment is a signal of how far we've come, and also that we still have a way to go as an industry, as a country, regarding diversity and inclusion. We've got an incredible array of sessions focused on collaboration and unity that showcase senior leaders from both our stakeholders and our members, sharing stories and lessons learned from partnership that have transformed payments. We have a lot to look forward to on the innovation agenda with discussion on topics including artificial intelligence, open banking, and the incredible power of payments data. Payments are increasingly global. This virtual format, while challenging in some ways, makes it easier for us to welcome attendees and speakers from around the globe. I encourage you to attend as many sessions as you can and to catch up virtually with old friends and to make new acquaintances. I hope you experience a feeling of connection as you listen to this year's speakers. And with that, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2021 Payments Canada Summit.